Right, welcome back to the channel. Got a lot to see, lot to do today, a few people to see as well, so I hope you enjoy it. Everyone's been enjoying it. The first thing we've got this hydraulic breaker, and we need to make a new headstock for it. So I've got other Tom here at the moment. He's just measuring it all out and drawing one up on the laptop so we can cut one out on the plasma cutter and then fit a new one for a customer. So yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go and have a look at the tractor. Last video, or one of the other videos, you remember we were putting the new tyres, well, the new tyres arrived for the tractor, and then those ones over there, they've come for a friend of mine's tractor, but we've just taken the rims off and taken them to Knights to be sandblasted and painted. But mine are on, and I've just started to put the front grille back on and the bonnet, but I haven't got time really at the moment. I need to get an exhaust for it, get the carburetor cleaned out and get the magneto all sorted out, but still haven't got round to it. But it is progressing. This is what it used to look like, if you remember, a couple of months ago. Dark and dingy out of a shed. So yeah, it's coming along a bit really. Still haven't got any of the other stuff sorted out because we're so busy. Dad's fixing the sprayer at the moment, changing all the pipes, changing the filters ready. We've been very busy. We've got just got an AdBlue load coming in this Arctic. That's all ready, so we can get on drilling very soon. So we've got plenty of AdBlue before we come around here. This wheel centre at the moment, it's cracked. I think I said that in one of the other videos, but Tom's just currently drawing it out at the moment, so we can plasma cut that out, and then got the welder in the bucket. But I don't really want to keep putting it in here because it keeps end up driving into stuff and breaking it, and that's why we're going to be making our mobile workshop to do that. I think get that done out of the way. So right into the workshop. Plasma is at absolute full capacity at the moment. We're as fast as we can load it. It's cutting. So we've just done these shed bases, just cut them out, and then these are there's some shed bases that we've just done. Also as well, just done a sign as well for somebody, and then that was just a fill-in job, and then we're just cutting the breaker bits out, and then that wheel as well. Tom's just drawing the wheel up at the moment. He's on the laptop over there, so we'll get that done, and then I'm hoping we can get that rim in here and put the actual rim on the plasma cutter and see if that will cut the centre out. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I hope it will, because that'll make our job a lot easier. So that's what's been going on in here. We'll go and have a look, see what's going on in the bit next door now, where we've been doing our spray store. So the bit of progress on our spray store, or whatever we're going to use it for, we've cleared it all out, and then we've been putting water pipes in and some ducting and that for when we do decide to do anything with it in the future. But I've had to sort of jackhammer it all out and then pull all the stone out and get all the ducting in. So that's all done. That's the nice easy work done now. And I was going to clad this, but well, it's just expensive, isn't it? So I think we're sort of going to put this project on hold for a bit, because another thing, in one of my other videos, we said we've got to take all these tin walls out because they're rubbish. You know, you drive into them with a JCB, and you know they're getting old now. We've already replaced like 4 around this corner because they go rotten at the bottom. So yeah, we need to really price some concrete walls up and pull all them out, but we've got to still saw the floor. It's quite a big job to change them, to be fair. And also as well, this cladding's going like a bit of a funny colour as well. It's quite getting on. How old would this shed be now? 30 years old, I think. So maybe we look at, you know, either recladding it or painting it. But you know, I keep thinking, has anyone done painted cladding like this? Because I just think it's either going to run or look a mess. So whether we go down that route. So that's a project for another day. On the other hand, we've got a new addition. We've got Carl the cat down here. Look, we've got his little bits and bobs, and it come from an old lady who I think has gone into a home. So we have now taken Carl the cat on. So yeah, nice new little addition. I've dug all this down as well. Look, we're on the bedrock, and it's basically ready for concrete. Not far off ready for concrete, but obviously we're just going to leave it. So we'll probably end up just parking some of the grain trailers under here at the moment and get all that done. Another thing around the other side, Dad's wrecked the compensator ram on one of the JCBs. completely tore the end of it completely off, so just had that fixed, and mate's welded a new nut back on, and we're all sorted with that. And then the pressure washer decided to pack up, so we've got Hugh Cranes come out and they're servicing it, because it's I think the diesel injector inside is blocked up, so we've got that sorted, nicely done. And yeah, down this end I'm just getting ready, because I think there might be a big concrete wall going here, but you know, like I say, it's for a later date. We're going to be welding this big bit of steel in here to hold the concrete walls, but we have got a new addition as well. This little battery powered sign. To be fair, it's not actually that bad. Comes with a big charging pack and that, because I said in one of the other videos I was going to get rid of some of the petrol powered stuff we've got, because either when you go to it, it's either got no petrol in it and you've got to go get petrol, or the carburetor's all blocked up and you can't use it. And also as well, some of the sites I go on to nowadays, they won't allow petrol powered stuff, so a lot of places are going electric. So I thought, well, let's just get some of this Kramer stuff and give it a bit of a go. So I've got that. I've ordered a backpack leaf blower as well, because I sold the other one. I've still got one of the other ones, but you know, I don't know how much we're going to use it now we've got this one. So yeah, I'll be interested to know if anyone else has got any electric stuff, because in some of the comments people were saying you want to get some of this electric stuff, it's quite good. So I bit the bullet, and we're going to give it a bit of a go. We're not going to go full out and do it, but we're going to give it a go throughout this year and see how we get on with it. Whilst we're under here as well, I've just got to put the barge board on the end there, but I can do that from underneath and just screw it on the side, so that'll just keep that wood from getting wet. This wood is actually a spec this oversized. I got this from the local wood yard and they had it cut. This wood, I think it's 24 foot, so this bay here is 24 foot wide, so it's like another 4 foot wider than what a standard 20 foot bay will be, and it's made a lot of difference, because obviously if we hadn't have done that, we'd have lost quite a lot of room up against that shed, so I'm pleased we've done that anyway. Right, so I was hoping to get onto the combine and test out the RTK in the field, but all it's done is rain, and there's a few places flooded at the moment, so that's going to have to wait until next week. So we've done a few jobs on the plasma cutter. If you remember last week's video, we went down to PX Farms, and we need to make one of these mole drainers out of something hard, and yeah, I need to do something there with that, but I haven't quite decided what I'm going to make it out of yet. What else we've been doing on the plasma cutter? We've been doing our quick hitch for our headstock for our breaker, so we've just been cutting out all the other bits, and then cutting out the bottom bit as well. Because I'm going to mag drill these holes, because these holes are quite small that hold it on, I'm just going to, the Swift cut, it like can dot punch them, so I know where to drill them, so I've just got to mag drill them, so that won't take too much longer. I've got the pins are from Rhinox. If you remember, last year we went around the Rhinox bucket factory, so I rang them up and they've sent me a couple of pins, saved me having to, you know, lathe some up or whatever, so that's that all done. The wheel centre, I've just cut the wheel centre out, and just trying it on the rim as well, make sure it does fit, and yes, it does fit. So the next thing I've got to do, I've got to strip the wheel down and then try and put the rim on, and we're going to try and burn the old one out that's all cracked, so we're going to go and have a look at that now. So these are the cracks we have found in the sprayer for the sprayer wheel rims. I'm going to try and burn the centre out, but I've got to remove the whole dish, and then we're going to try and put it on the plasma cutter, and I think it's going to fit, and yeah, pretty pleased it will fit actually now. The next thing we've got to do, I'm just going to paint around the bit that I've cut out so I can make sure it's in exactly the right place. But yeah. Right, so the first thing we've got to do, I've got to find the centre. So I'm doing that by, I've bolted that bit in there like that, and then using these lasers, just get the centre of the bolt, which is there. Then we'll zero it, and run it to the other side, and then whatever the number is on there, I'm going to half it. And then that will give me the exact centre. So there's the other bolt. So that's 200. So half 200 is 100. So when this number here gets to 100, that should mean that is the centre, I think. Oh, too much. Too much, too much. So now we have found our centre. I've just painted it so that we know we're getting it in the right place. So yeah, we know where it roughly wants to go now. So I'm going to run the engraver around it first and just make sure it's going to cut it in the right place before we plasma cut it. So I'm going to use the same drawing just there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to ignore these bits here because we've already cut them, and also we've got to change the run in and the run out, so I'll show you that next as well. So at the moment, look, this is where the cut starts because it never starts on the circle, it starts on the outside, works its way in, goes around and then comes out, so we get a perfect circle. But this time we need the cut to start on the inside, just there like that. So I'm going to need to change it. So if I click on this, let's go, instead of 16, we're going to go minus 16, and it should put on the opposite side. We'll just make them slightly smaller a bit. Just making sure that's right. I think we're pretty much bang on. Fingers crossed. 3, 2, 1, and let's go for it. So now that fits in there quite nicely. I just need to V the edges off really so that we get a good penetration with the welder. So I'll V one side and I'll V the other, and then that'll give us, that'll get it so we can burn into it well when we use the welder. So I'm just gonna get it in the lathe, just take a few bits off here, just get it to where we want it to be, and then do the other side as well. And before I get on with welding that in, I forgot that we've got our inspection today on the compressor. So all the compressors, we've got to do 3 of them. We have to look inside and make sure the thickness is all right. It's just part of the insurance, make sure they're safe, and you know, because I suppose really there could be like a bomb if they go real thin and then they blow a hole out the side. So we have to make sure they're all checked. We did also as well. I got a chance to speak to the pest controller bloke who comes around once a month, and he's pretty happy with everything, so we keeping everything up to date. Next thing, I've just been getting this water pipe in, and remember when we concreted the yard, I put ducts everywhere so we don't ever have to dig it up again. So I pulled the water pipe through here like that, and now we can get everything in. Oh look, there's Carl. Hello Carl. We've got cladding up as well now. Got it done, just got it finished off. I want to get this in, just get this area stoned up so we know where we are. Get the bolts grouted in on that stanchion, and get that finished off under here so we can back a couple of trailers under here. So that's that job done outside. Tom's just come back again to draw out the skid plate for PX Farms that we're going to cut out and make sure it's correct. But that's going to be in the next video, and I've got some steel to cut out and work a few other things out, but I want to get this welded up first. So if you look here, you can see we've deliberately left a millimetre gap all the way around and just packed it all the way around, and that's basically just to get the penetration with the welder. So I'm going to tack it up as it is now, and then we're going to weld it up, and hopefully it'll be all right. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready, go. What's that, Allen key? Yep, 1, 2, 3. There we go, now the other side. Just put some primer on it and then we'll paint it back grey when this is cooled down and dried up. So that is now done. Like I say, we'll just paint it, need to bolt it back together. But I've got to get our quick hitch, not our quick hitch, our headstock bit on next and mag drill the holes and do that. But that's going to be for next week's video. I'm going to leave you now with a little job that we did next door for a neighbouring farmer, taking a silo down where we just pushed it over with the JCB and into the other one. So we'll see you all in one of the next videos. Who?